So how much enriched uranium do you need for a bomb?
Bad Benny Netanyahu, the Tel Aviv kosher mafia enforcer, spoke before the UN. He began by informing the world of the greatness of the Israelis and describing all they have given to the world in the form of technological advances in electronics, pharmaceutical and medical. As usual, it would seem the Israelis have no problem in claiming what the Americans have created as their own. Benny would have us believe that the Israelis, upon arriving on the shores of Palestine, started smelting raw metals out of the sand and, through their genius over the next 64 years, created all the wonders we see in the 21st century. Benny went on to expound on the peaceful, caring nature of the Israelis and how it was truly their mission to selflessly help all the peoples of the world. He then described the Iranians as a primeval civilization whose people's goal is to conquer the world and bring us all back to a primeval state. Now wait a minute, Benny. I know you consider yourself one of the chosen people, but you cannot have your cake and eat it too. While displaying a cartoon bomb and drawing a line with magic marker, you said you want the US to bomb your enemy, Iran, back into the Stone Age because they are making too many technological advances. Come on, Benny. This has nothing to do with any fear for Israeli security. Along with the US conquering the various countries of the Middle East for Zion, what you really want is to eliminate your competition. The Iranians have signed on to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. However, Israel has not. And though it is common knowledge that Israel has more than 200 nuclear warheads, their government insults our intelligence by telling the rest of the world, well, we are not going to say it is true, and we are not going to say it is not true. Now, let's get this straight. Israel tells the world whether we have nuclear weapons or not is none of your business. Then, on the other hand, when Iran does not want to follow its Zionist enemies to inspect and map their most strategic military bases, well, they must be stopped at all costs. Hypocrisy seems to know no bounds. But then, we're talking Jews versus Arabs, and everybody knows that the Jews' holy book, the Talmud, affirms absolutely that the Jews are a superior race and thus cannot be held to the same standard as the lowly Arabs. How about this, Benny? If any country's people possess the intelligence to create a nuclear bomb, or anything else for that matter, then I say they are smart enough to possess what they create. But oh no, that would mean equality. Here's one for you, Benny. There's an old saying here in the United States: God created man, and Sam Colt made all men equal. Let's just take that into the 21st century and say, God created man, and Robert Oppenheimer made all men equal. And that is the real problem here, isn't it, Benny? If you lose your exclusive on the technology, the little punk, pissant country of Israel might actually get its comeuppance for the genocide it has committed upon the innocent women and children of Palestine. You are a punk, Benny, and like all punks, you would turn around and beat feet if presented with a straight-up fight on a level battlefield. Our young people will no longer be sacrificed to Zion. You are on your own, Benny. Come on, show us what you got. Put Iran in its place. The fact is, the Persians, in a conventional war, would curb stomp Israel, and Benny knows it. If there were such a contest, when the Iranians started beating the Israelis, being the punks they are, would want to fire one of those nuclear warheads at Tehran. But that is no longer an option, is it, Benny? As the Russians and Chinese have gotten out their magic marker and drawn their own red line. And if you dare fire a nuclear warhead at anybody, they will turn the punk state of Israel into a chunk of glowing glass. No sale, Benny. Get out of my country and take your dual citizen Zionist Israeli-American fifth column with you. God bless the Republic. Death to the international corporate mafia. We shall prevail.